Who can spell it out for us is our good friend Stephen J.J. Weisman, attorney and professor at Bentley University. Stephen, welcome back to America's Forum. And the question is this: what about these new reports that the SONY hack may well have been an inside job?
You know, the thing is, JD and Miranda, I can understand where people are coming up with this. I do think that ultimately the North Koreans were primarily responsible. They may have contracted some of this out, but here's one of the reasons why. There have been some security firms who have suggested that there were Russians involved, and we can get into that. But the insider problem, the insider hack, was one that was really put forth as a hypothesis early on. And I don't think that that's necessarily accurate, but here's why. What often happens in these hacks time after time is that it starts with a spear phishing. So it may be that an insider gets an email that looks like it's from someone inside the corporation, maybe someone higher up in the food chain. And they click on a link in there, and that's the method by which the hackers are able to get into the computers of the company. So the fact here that some of the security companies have found that there was what they consider a disgruntled employee, never gruntled employees, the gruntled employees don't do this, but a disgruntled employee that may have been involved, I don't think that that is probably accurate. I think what probably is the situation is that that person's access was hacked, and it just looks like it's an insider.
Well, Stephen, as we begin 2015, we look back at 2014, and it was definitely the year of cyber attacks. Let's just go through a few of them. We had Target, JP Morgan Chase, Home Depot, and now SONY. So what can other companies learn from all these cyber attacks?
Well, you know, there's a comedian I like, Ron White, who talks about there's no cure for stupid. And unfortunately, there have been a lot of companies, and I'm going to include SONY in this. I'm going to be a little bit critical of them. When their CEO was coming out and saying this is an unprecedented attack and we had good defenses, no, they didn't have good defenses. They had unencrypted files entitled passwords. They had simple passwords, including one called password. They had access to sensitive information that was available to people within the corporation that shouldn't have had access. They had access to information in computers from outside computers that also should have been locked down. So there are companies that are doing a better job of cybersecurity, and that's what it requires. And it also requires getting down to the employees, the importance of not falling for these phishing, these spear phishing emails, because no matter how sophisticated the malware is, it has to get implanted in the computers. And the way they do it is by they trick the employees into clicking on links and downloading it. So my motto is, trust me, you can't trust anyone. If you're going to click on a link, no matter who it is, you should always verify first.
And it sets up, in the minute that remains right here, Stephen, the whole notion of what is new in terms of cybersecurity to prevent the spearfish concept. Only about 30 seconds here, and we'll bring it back up on the other side. But very quickly, sir.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you never click on a link. You don't download an attachment until you have secondarily verified it. And I think that would go a long way towards protecting our cyber assets.
A little common sense, always a good idea. Of course, an ounce of prevention worth a pound of cure. That's what Benjamin Franklin told us, and he didn't even have the internet. When we come back, more with Stephen J.J. Weisman, especially where are corporations headed? Where will business go? Will this be the year where internet security costs climb and climb and climb to keep us all safe? That and more coming up on America's Forum.